Next, number 2 is Deputy Fergus O'Dowd to discuss access to the summer provision in special schools and the transport scheme for low-income families. Deputy, 4 minutes.
Margaret, I welcome the Minister and congratulate her on her appointment. I think that the summer provision for 2020 is hugely important because it helps and particularly assists children who have got profound learning difficulties, autism and so on. And I welcome the fact this year 5,000 more children will participate in this than did last year. And children, as the Minister knows, particularly with disabilities, have been affected profoundly by the actual COVID-19 epidemic. And they've had a very difficult time, and their families have had a very difficult time as a result. And there's a nice school, a wonderful school, St Mary's Special School in Drumcar in County Louth, and there's an 8-year-old child that goes there, and there's a bus to go to that school during normal school times. Family were delighted to hear that the summer provision would apply to this school, but the problem is there is no public bus and there is no bus provided by the school now. So the family are being asked to pay €35 each way to get a taxi for that child to go to that school for the summer provision. Now the department, and I'm not blaming anybody here, people are very happy that this is happening in the context of the summer provision. But families, and there's a small number of them, there's not too many, don't have the money, can't afford to pay the €35, right? And the problem is they can't beg or borrow it, given their financial situation. And the question of home provision, which is available there, and I accept that, isn't suitable to the family unit. It's not possible. So what I'm asking, Minister, is that you would look again at the regulations for the small number of families who want their child to attend in their special school that they're used to going. And in this case, this school is about 15 miles away, and there's no way they can pay, and there's no way they can afford to go into debt to do that. So €70 is not possible for them. They can't borrow it. So I would ask, Minister, I'd be happy to hear you reply on that, that you would consider it. And I would say there would be a very small number of families affected, but it would really assist them and give them great happiness that their child will be able to participate for the first time in months with the children that they were able to be with up to now, pre-COVID. And because this child is profoundly disadvantaged, is non-verbal and is autistic, it will be a huge boon to the family if he could attend. Thank you.
I would like to thank the Deputy for raising this matter. Before I address the specific issue, I would like to provide the members of the House here tonight with an outline on the extent of the school transport service. School transport is a significant operation managed by Bus Éireann on behalf of the Department. In the 2009-2020 school year, over 120,000 children, including 14,200 children with special education needs, were transported in over 5,000 vehicles on a daily basis to primary and post-primary schools throughout the country, covering over 100 million kilometres at a cost of over £219 million in 2019. The purpose of my department's school transport scheme is, having regard to available resources, to support the transport to and from the school of children who reside remote from their nearest school. With regard to transport for the Summer Provision Programme 2020, given the exceptional circumstances in planning for delivery of the programme and the shorter than normal time frame in which to plan for school transport services, in addition to the expansion of the programme and coupled with the social distancing requirements as per health advice, the Department unfortunately was not in a position to provide school transport for the programme this year. However, my department will provide grant funding to support families with the cost of transport arrangements for those children who are eligible for school transport and who have been approved to participate in the summer programme. The grant payment is based on the distance that a family resides from their child's school of attendance. The calculation is based on 4 trips per day, home to school and school to home, morning and afternoon, multiplied by the number of days a child attends school for that programme. The current rate of grant is 39.12 cents per kilometre for the first 6,437 kilometres travelled and 21.22 cents per kilometre for each kilometre travelled thereafter. Families who are already in receipt of the Special Transport Grant for children with special educational needs will be paid as normal following the completion of the Summer Provision Programme 2020. Families who currently avail of a transport service will be contacted by School Transport Section following the completion of the Summer Provision Programme 2020 in regard to the arrangements for payment. Families who are not in a position to make their own transport arrangements in order to avail of the school-based programme do have the option of contacting the Special Education section of my department with a view to inquiring perhaps about the home-based programme. I would like to thank the Deputy for raising this matter and for affording me the opportunity to provide an outline of the extent of the school transport scheme and to respond to the issue raised. Thank you.
That is the reply that I got earlier from the department. And while I acknowledge the intent of what you're saying, I do reject its content. I do not find it acceptable, and I want to stress that these are exceptional children with exceptional needs, and I know you acknowledge that. But there's no way that they can pay the bill and recoup the funding. I want to acknowledge absolutely that that scheme is there, but this family cannot get €1,500 to do that. So the end result is home provision is not suitable to this family unit, and there are reasons for that. And this child now will be left in just in a very difficult and unacceptable situation. Now, I would ask perhaps that, I know that the community welfare officer, but you don't want to reduce people to going to community welfare officer, putting out their hand to beg for something, you know, that they're entitled to in their view. And I would ask you again, Minister, to look again. I don't know how many applications you have or how many people are concerned in this regard. I have 3 constituents who attend schools in Louth who are affected by this. So I would ask you to look again at it, please, and to see, is there some way of looking after them, because it is unacceptable to them and it is unacceptable to me that the department can't find a way in these exceptional circumstances where there is no public bus, they have no way of getting there without the taxi, and they can't pay for it. Thank you. Carla.
Yeah, thank you, Deputy, and I do appreciate that you acknowledge the existence of the grant option that is there, and indeed the merits of this programme, and I myself are very supportive of this programme. I am not aware of the specifics of the 3 cases that you mentioned, so perhaps you might make them available to my department, and my officials will take a look. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.